What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to this special Clash of Clans event, the Forums vs Reddit. This is a war recap from the event which took place this weekend. Unfortunately, I was at work, so I wasn't able to take part, but I was able to join my fellow forumers at the end of the war, and what an exciting finish it was. Congrats to both teams, both put up an amazing fight. I am present on both forums and Reddit, but it was great to see them battle out in this friendly war, and we will recap the entire thing for you here today. Inside the last hour, you can see that the forums were just about in the lead, but Reddit certainly were hot on their heels. They had a few attacks left, and it was anyone's game at this point. So we'll keep updating things as the next hour progresses, throw in some extra attacks there as we go along that have already taken place, because there were a bunch of attacks, too many to choose from, to be honest, but I'll link the ones that are in this video down in the description below with timestamps so that you can skip ahead to any attack that you wish. We'll start out with one of our attacks and then just kind of flip back and forward, but SuperFinch is going to be our first attacker. SuperFinch! SuperFinch! Coming in with the Lavaloon dip attack, not the easiest thing to do if it's a very obscure and advanced base design like this. BoLaLoon in the southern area there to take out that hidden Tesla, and then he's coming in with a kill squad to the south. You can see that he'll get an air defense, the enemy archer queen, and the clan castle from coming in from this area. Also take out a sweeper and a wizard tower, which is ever so important as well. Here come the clan castle troops. We have a dragon and a baby dragon. Poison spell goes down on them and the enemy archer queen to slow her down. They all start going down. He's just been very patient at this point, letting his kill squad take out as much as possible. That means that he can track his balloons around the perimeter of the base a little bit easier. So he's just waiting until the queen gets a little bit more damage, hopefully gets that expo down, and then he can start his Lavaloon portion. Here it comes down from the southwest, hitting that wizard tower early on, and he's just going to spread right around the side of the base. So just making sure to put balloons in behind where the lava hounds are tanking at the moment, and then he's coming in from the north here as well with lava hounds up in that area. Lovely freeze spell onto the Inferno there. You'll see his Grand Warden as well, just helping the balloons to have a little bit more health. That's going to be important as well once he comes round to the Wizard Towers in the Inferno Tower, because you'll see he has great ability with that as well. Another rage spell helps to take out this corner over on the east, and that will hopefully push the balloons to the Inferno a little bit quicker. Doesn't quite go to plan, but as I said, he has that Grand Warden ability, which you can see is very nicely used to take down the rest of these defenses, and to be honest, he absolutely crushes this base. Being a Town Hall 11, he used that ability well to help him through the attack, utilized the fact that he was a higher Town Hall level, but like I said, the dip attacks aren't always the easiest things in the world. Any of you guys that saw the CWL finals will know that as well. Also take note of that spare balloon he had, which then helped with cleanup, and I will say that SuperFinch did get the 6-pack in this war as well, so big congrats, really helped us to win this war. We'll flip across to Reddit, and we have BigHose here attacking our number 8 as well. It is a Town Hall 11, not fully upgraded. Nonetheless, it was a great attack, very technical and planned out well, so I wanted to show you it as a triple. Couple of baby dragons coming in initially just to start creating the funnel, and then he's pushing his heroes in right to that Inferno Tower. You can see also luring the clan castle so we can get that down. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the eagle artillery, which I think he was aiming for, but he will pull the enemy queen across, take that down as well. So again, he's taken out a lot of key objectives there. The Inferno Tower's going down, the enemy queen, and some air defense as well, just to help when he comes in with his balloons. You can see lots of balloons in this one, and he has a nice trick up his sleeve. You can see the clone spell there is going to come into play a little bit later. Heroes working their way around to the south. Unfortunately, the bowlers, like I said, don't get that eagle artillery. Also, just miss out on that sweeper as well, which would have been nice, but is bringing in the Lavaloon portion down from in the south here, and then the haste spells just to help push the balloons over the top of them defenses as quickly as possible. Then bringing in another lava hound and some balloons over from on the west. There's that clone spell to really bump up the amount of balloons he has over there as they push onto that Inferno Tower, and then moving on down to the final few defenses, that wizard tower is quite low level. There's not really much there which is going to do a massive amount of damage to his balloons. So at this point, it's just a case of overrunning the rest of this base. The lava pups are doing a great job down in the south, helping to clean up. We're not going to run out of time, and it's a great triple here for Reddit. So very close, like I said, towards the end of the war. There was a few triples towards the top. Most of the Town Hall 9s were obviously 3-starred. We'll get to a few of them attacks a little bit later on in the video. Moving back to the war map, you can see that Reddit have clawed a couple of extra stars, getting closer. And if we move across to just have a look at some of the attacks which have just taken place, we just got a nice 2-star against one of the higher Town Hall 11s. So here we have King against their number 1 using mass bowlers, but a very nice high percentage 2-star to really push our percentage up just in case it does come to a tiebreaker. So a couple of bowlers either side with the healers just to start creating that funnel, and then pushing the massive bowlers along with the heroes. The Grand Warden's ability, very useful in this one, right through the centre towards that Town Hall. 2 jump spells to get right into the middle, and the base here is quite compact, which means the bowlers with that extra bounce should be able to take out a couple of defences every time they make an attack. In comes a couple of rage spells to help the bowlers. That can be very useful because what it does is ensure that if the defense behind the one they're targeting has more health, they might be able to take that down as well without retargeting and leaving the further defenses with a fraction of health. You can see we just clipped the 2-star there, but our troops are going thin. I was quite surprised as to how much further we got. The bowlers in the north coming around doing a great job across the edge, and the Grand Warden in the centre with that greater range was able to pick off some of the defences and really help to rack up the percentage in case it came into a tie. So as the bowlers come around, we're going to get about 80% from this raid, so a very nice 2-star. Let's move back to the board and we'll show you another higher level attack before we move to some Town Hall 9s. This one again coming from Reddit, and it was against our number 1 SuperFinch. Really liked this attack. It was a Town Hall 10 but only really had Town Hall 9 troops. Very impressive to pull off the 2-star against this base. So the baby dragon over on the west there just ensures that the queen will stay on course, take out some of these defenses, and then also move in with the Valkyries towards the center of the base. So again, just being quite patient, allowing her to take out some of these defenses while she's not really under too much fire. Doesn't need to use a rage spell or anything like that. The healers are more than enough to keep her up, and then a golem will come in to tank first whilst we create the funnel with a couple of wizards. Bowlers will also help with that job, plus they have an amazing amount of health and tankage that they can do for the Valkyries. As they come in, the Eagle Artillery comes into play, so we can't mess around at this point. Jump spell comes in as soon as that funnel is created. The Valkyries are in, rushing towards the middle. Clan Castle troops do come out. Poison spell goes on them, but we're going to use a rage spell to push the Valkyries forward and get that Town Hall down as soon as possible. Free spell is used on the Inferno just to try and help the Valkyries get that Town Hall. It goes down, but we need to now rack up the 50%. Plenty of troops around, but defenses are taking them down quick. Does have a couple of wizards left. I wasn't sure whether he was going to use them over in the east of the base here to try and snipe off some buildings, but very wisely uses the queen to tank and the wizards over on the west just to clip off a few extra buildings, and almost gets to 60% against this Town Hall 11 with virtually Town Hall 9 troops. So let's move into some Town Hall 9 attacks. First off, we have Mr., who's another fellow forumer, also has a YouTube channel. I'll link his channel in the top right there now. I am a member of his regular clan, which is ran by Wicked Gaming in X-Loyal. You will see some more of his attacks on my channel because he is a great Town Hall 9 attacker, using the GoHo attack for this one. Kill squad in, takes down the enemy king, but really it's the queen and the clan castle he's going for there. Also uses the jump spell to get a little bit deeper. Had 2 golems to really push in, gets an expo, gets that bomb tower down so that the hogs won't have to deal with that, and then very surgically just brings them around the side of the base, using the queen's ability to get that bomb tower down. And you'll see just a couple of hog riders surgically deployed in. around the side of the base, and there's not really any area here where he's going to have major trouble. He has 3 heal spells, a lot of hogs coming in from the south, and he's going to pre-heal the spots where there's potential for giant bombs. Lots of Teslas in there in the middle, but he has a heal spell right in that area where it's thick of defenses. There is a wizard tower, and then again you'll see just trickling in hog riders onto that cannon. It also just helps with where the hog riders will track to, so they're going to track straight up there without moving across a lot of different defenses. They can move in one straight line, and he can put the heal spells exactly where they're going to go. Take down the final wizard tower. There's no more splash damage, but there is potential for another giant bomb, so we've pre-healed that spot just to bring all the hog riders up, and as they get through the final few defenses, love the wall breaker there to distract the mortar. We've got a couple of wizards down in the south helping with cleanup. Hog riders as well though, once you've done the raid correctly, they are super fast. They will take down the base, and you can see no issue with the 3-star. Very nicely done. Let's move across to another one of our Town Hall 9 attacks. This one is by Thunder God, and a nice example of a lower level Lavaloon attack. So if you guys at Town Hall 9 are seeing all these max Town Hall 9s doing the Lavaloon, wondering whether you can get it to work, yes, you certainly can use that strategy, but you may just have to adjust the level and strength of base that you're attacking depending on your heroes and troop levels. Loved the balloon there at the start to take out that mortar, just to control where his troops are going a little bit. Wall breakers in. Unfortunately didn't get through that first layer of wall to allow his troops in and hopefully take down the Expo, but he adapts very well, uses the jump spell down on the south here, and that actually works out pretty well for him, because watch the bowlers here, as they're under the rage spell, as I was saying before, boom, that air defense goes down, and I don't think that would have went down if it wasn't for the rage spell. I may be wrong, but very nice example of how effective the bowlers can be in getting the defenses that are 2 layers back. So as his queen comes around, he's going to wait until this wizard tower goes down just so he can control his troop AI a little bit easier, and it's one less wizard tower that's attacking his balloons. But you will notice that he comes in from the west, attacking the wizard tower first, so that he doesn't have to worry about splash damage at the back end of the base. What he does have to worry about is that enemy archer queen which is left standing because his troops veered off round to the south. So he's just making sure to adapt very well to that. Haste spells across, uses the poison spell on the queen here to slow her down so that she can't quite do as much damage on the balloons, and hoping to haste them through to get past the queen and then hopefully come back and take her out. And you'll see it does work quite nicely. The pups there distracting the queen, and because the balloons finish up right next to her, they're able to take her down and then finish off the rest of this raid. Clean up very easily done, especially with that bowler and wizard helping the lava pups as well. Another nice attack, and we'll move across to another one. Let's go to another higher Town Hall 11 first, because I do want to show you this attack. It was very impressive. Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 11 by Reddit. And if any of you guys haven't seen my Bow Weaver attack guide for Town Hall 11, this is virtually the same thing. I'll maybe show you a video adapting and focusing really on this Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 11, but it works super well, and in this case even gets a high percentage 2-star. So it's a great attack on these ring bases. You can see he's using a queen charge first, just making sure to keep the queen up with the rage spells, and then he has a clan castle of bowlers, uses a golem in this one to help distract. Notice how he opens up 2 sections of wall and just reinforces the queen walk with the bowlers, and once the funnel is created he can jump straight into the middle of the base there to the core where that town hall is and absolutely crush it with Valkyries. So he's waiting until the clan castle troops go down. He waited initially until he knew where his queen was going. Look at the health on that queen, and watch how long she survives as well. Literally 1% health, and she ends up helping to crush the rest of this base. So he's waiting very patiently at this point, just allowing the bowlers and heroes to create that funnel. Once the jump spell's in, testing where the Valkyries will go. You'll see they targeted the clan castle. Then we're pushing them all in, rage spell over the top, and that core will go down as quick as a flash. In this case the Valkyries jump back out through the jump spell, take out the queen, and then come around to help the bowlers and the heroes to finish the rest of the ring. And very close actually to the 3-star. He was a fair distance away because that Eagle Artillery was constantly firing down on his bowlers and heroes. The queen there you'll see still alive, and the healers even bringing her health up a little bit. They're going to focus on her specifically in a second and almost get her back to full health before the Eagle Artillery finishes her off. But either way, this is a Town Hall 10 versus a max Town Hall 11, and he gets 80%. That is amazing. It does then allow your Town Hall 11s to dip, take out the Town Hall 10s a little bit easier, and definitely the way to go in war right now. So I did want to show you that attack because it was very impressive. Let's move back across to some of the Town Hall 9 triples because there was a good variety. We'll have one more Lavaloon, again against a mid-level Town Hall 9, lower level heroes on this one but still able to take it out. And then we'll move to a HGHB attack, and even one of my favourites, the Peckers blasting through the middle of the base but with Hog Riders to take out the defences around the edge of the base. But getting into this one, the BoLaLoon attack, using the Golem to tank and the bowlers with the heroes to come through, taking out the enemy CC, the Archer Queen, and even a couple of air defense. I wanted to show you this one because it's a little bit different. He chooses not to come around the base in a clockwise fashion, although he could do that, but he just comes straight in from the back end. The air sweeper is not pointing at him, and if he brings the Lava Hounds in from two separate angles, you'll see because of where the air defense are, most of the defenses will be targeting the Lava Hounds. So he made sure to have a deeper kill squad to get right through, take out the defenses in the core of the base, and it just left this one kind of third at the back end where he was able to push the Lava Hounds and balloons in. So maybe if you're practicing the clockwise and surgical deployment of balloons, if you choose the right base, you can just come in from the back end, use more of a mass deployment as long as you've set up the base correctly. And you'll see in this case it worked out very nicely. Lots of balloons left over, giant bomb there going to do a massive amount of damage to the queen, but lots of troops, even spreading a couple of wizards over on the side here to help with cleanup. And it's going to be a very nice 3-star attack on this lower level Town Hall 9. So again guys, you can get this strategy, the Lavaloon strategy, to work lower and mid level. I have a lot of guys asking, a lot of people requesting, can I use this strategy? I'm not a max Town Hall 9. You certainly can, but as you're practicing, adjust the level of base you're attacking. So here we are, HGHB. It certainly still does work, using the baby dragons over on the northwest of the base to create a funnel, and just look at the amount of value he gets from these. Putting them in the corners, the army camps are great buildings to funnel with because of the bigger tile radius that they have. You'll see that that funnel is nicely created, bringing in all of the giants and the healers in towards this mortar. No wall breakers required because it allows you to set up the funnel, and because there's so many giants, they crush through that initial wall quite quickly, and that is kind of how we start off the HGHB attack, allowing you to get that funnel set, allowing you to get your troops deployed, and we're going to get the enemy CC, which is filled with goblins, the enemy heroes, and take out a big chunk of this base. And that's quite important, that you take out that chunk of defenses so that you can control where the Hog Riders are going. So in some cases you may choose to surgically deploy them, but as long as you can take out defenses and know where they're tracking to, love that single Hog Rider which took out the cannon and then the mortar, again just to control the AI. You can then bring them as a mass deployment and just heal as they go around. So he's very patient, waits until the queen takes out that X-bow, hidden Tesla pops, and that will go down as well. And that's just so that they're not going to track over that area where there could be giant bombs, and you can see that they'll just move straight across the eastern side of the base here, so we can deploy them in more of a mass format, use the heal spells just to keep them up, and then he has a couple of Hog Riders as well that he can just reinforce them with as they move around. Could have saved them for this archer tower over on the east, but he still had a heal spell to help them through the final defenses here, and there are lots of troops left up. That's often the beauty of the HGHB attack, that if you do it correctly, you should have lots of troops to help with cleanup. We have wizards down in the southwest, the giants still moving across the north, queen coming through the middle, and the Hog Riders, which are super fast, running around to clean up this base. Great attack by Vince. Let's move on to another Town Hall 9. Really like this method of using the Peckers just to run through the middle of the base. There are different variations of it, but we're starting out on this one with the baby dragon over on the gold storage just to take out that high HP building, and again start working the funnel. Exactly the same principle. We have a baby dragon at each corner just to work the funnel. Once that's created, the Peckers and heroes will move through the middle of the base alongside the healers. You'll see just being patient until the baby dragon took out that gold storage. It's even going to sneak that mortar as well. The Peckers will be distracted a little bit and take out these initial buildings, but then since the funnel's been set, they will crack their way into the base, and it's just a case of raging them through. And then you'll also see he has them 2 heal spells just to help the Hog Riders picking off the defenses around the side. So in they go. We also have bowlers in there just to help get that extra bit damage. Poison spell in on the enemy queen and clan castle troops, making sure all of them go down, and we're cracking through this base to control where the Hog Riders will go. And the Hog Riders in themselves will then keep the Peckers coming through the middle of the base. So you may have seen this done with baby dragons just picking off the buildings at the side, but just as effective with Hog Riders to take out the defenses on that outer rim, and it causes the Peckers to go right through the middle, obviously using the heal spells in areas where there could be giant bombs. And another advantage of having the Peckers coming through the middle is even once the healers go down, your heroes are pretty well protected. You can see the queen at the back there just standing back. The Peckers are taking all the damage whilst the Hog Riders are picking the defenses off. And we can save that queen ability for the back end of the base just to take out any of them final defenses we need to. In this case, you'll see not needed. The Hog Riders did a great job taking them out, and the queen ability can be used just as a bit of the cherry on top at the end. So a great attack. Let's move back across to the scoreboard and see how things are going. The war got very close towards the end. You can see the forums still ahead, 141, but only 1 attack remaining, whereas Reddit on 136 with 9 attacks remaining. So still plenty of areas on the board where there could be potential stars. There's little over 5 minutes remaining, so still anyone's game really. Let's have a look at the teams and see exactly who is left to attack. So for Reddit, you will see Steevo still has an attack. Then number 3 isn't in the clan, and then number 4 hasn't even attacked yet. So whether he comes in last minute and uses both attacks, we'll have to wait and see. Still anyone's game. We have a live attack here. Let's see if we can get into it. It is Steevo himself, then number 1, coming in again, dipping on this Town Hall 10. So let's just see whether he can pull this off and bring some stars across to Reddit. Using a couple of bowlers there just to nicely pick off that mortar. Also, is he going to get the bomb tower here? It's just about in range of the bowlers. They've retargeted. That's exactly what I was talking about before. They retargeted, and it means they are going to get the bomb tower, but literally just, he got the enemy CC attracted and lured there as well. Couple of giants coming in to tank, and then his heroes to take out the enemy queen and the enemy CC along with that rage spell, just taking out this area where the queen is and the CC. And you'll see he has a massive balloons to come in, Lavaloon portion to try and push through the rest of this base. This area in the top corner is pretty much done now. You'll see all of the spectators. It was honestly just crazy at the end of the war here. Town Hall is going to go down, so at least he's got a star. He hasn't failed, but he's obviously going for the 3-star here. Now you may have seen the Clutch Grand Warden ability, which allowed the wall breakers to open up this compartment earlier. I'm pretty sure he was going for these air defense, looking like he might not get them at the moment. The Grand Warden has just targeted under one. Is he going to get that down? It's low health, and it's retargeted to help the Queen, so it doesn't look like he's going to get that air defense down. The Queen is walking around the edge of the base, might be quite good in getting them wizard towers down, but it looks like he's going to have all 4 air defense to target. Lava Hounds coming in first, just protecting the balloons coming through. He does have that clone spell as well, making sure to target the wizard tower in the south here quite early on, spreading the haste spells to really push the balloons forward. It doesn't really matter too much that the other air defense are there, because the Lava Hounds aren't going to rush to the other side of the base. They're still going to be protecting the loons here as they move across to the air defense. The clone spell allows him to have masses of balloons along with the rage spell, and at this point they're absolutely crushing this base. Love the balloon on the wizard tower at the end there. Just didn't quite get it down, but it's not going to matter. There's so many balloons that they're going to crush that wizard tower and the rest of this base, so it is going to be the 3-star for Reddit. Nice job by Steevo, and that will bring them a little bit closer. Also has a freeze spell there, which he didn't use, and a couple of balloons he can sprinkle in for cleanup. So very nicely done. We'll just skip out of that and see how that leaves us with still 4 minutes remaining. Reddit just about nicking back towards this, still going to be 2 stars behind, but they still, like I said, have quite a few attacks remaining. So I was expecting an onslaught of attacks the last 4 minutes. We waited online and there were actually only 2 more attacks. One from our final attack, the Great Lack, just didn't quite pull off the 3-star, and then one more by Reddit. You can see here on their number 9, I wasn't quite able to get in. All spectator slots were full. He pulled off the 2-star, and I believe it was 97%, so very close to tying it up. But it did mean that the forums were able to squeak out the victory on this first friendly war. Would have been even closer if they'd have got this 3-star. We'll skip ahead to when it's finished and you'll see the total destruction. Forums would have still nicked it, 94.66 total damage, whereas Reddit had 94.16. Let's quickly congratulate the team. Like I said, I was just a spectator in this one, unfortunately not able to take part. You can see the chat was going crazy. Everyone had a great time. That's what this event was about. Stay tuned because I'm sure we will have more things like this in the future. Very fun packed event. Thank you for everyone to taking part, and congrats to both teams for putting on such an amazing event. Always the best when the wars are so close. Thank you as well to all the guys involved that actually made this happen. But that wraps up this war recap. Supercell forums coming out on top for this one. I've been your host, Judo Sloth. Make sure to subscribe for more Clash of Clans, and until next time, peace out, guys.
Stay tuned for more Clash of Clans.